Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Other than that, nothing else is in mind because we talked about all for one already. Not gonna lie. So, other than that, no big frauds. No big frauds right now.
This all ties back to Bakugo hate in some way, shape, or form, and
There's no Bakugo hate, man. We all appreciate Bakugo. Well,
and I
most
think
of us appreciate Bakugo.
Y'all should do better. Like, I want y'all to be better. Just do better, be better. Right? Because honestly, people are upset that Bakugo's getting a spotlight and magically all for one is not him no more. I find it really interesting, but I'll keep it to my
being the main villain of the series and getting packed up by the rivals, crazy. No, it's kind of crazy, kind of fraudulent. Sounds fraudulent to me.
Hey, the main villain.
He was poised as the main villain of the series. Ty.
All for One is the main villain of the series. All right.
Yeah. Main villain. His whole point.
All right.
It's not that you question it makes him a fraud. That's what it makes him a fraud right there. Come on now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking y'all a question. Will Bakugo beat All for One?
I mean, at this
He's
point,
beating him right now.
How does All for One win? How does All for One win right now?
Will he beat All for One?
I don't know. That's why he's on Fraud Watch.
As of right now, everything's going his way. How does he win? He's a literal toddler right now. All for One is.
MHA leaks are out right now.
Why is he a toddler?
Because Bakugo is he's attacking All for One and making whatever that rewind thing that the doctor gave him that he has no get back. He can't stop it. So that's why he's trying to get to Shigaraki so he can take over his body. But Bakugo pulling that up.
So there's context to why he's winning.
He can be there can be.
He can still be a fraud.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait. So why is he a fraud? Because his body is turning against him and he's losing because of that.
This man, All for One, having PTSD in the middle of a fight, and the main villain losing to the rival is crazy. Fraud Watch, stand by it. Main villain losing to rivals is nuts.
So hold on, Ty. So if Madara just lost hold on, Ty, real quick question. So if Madara just lost solo to Sasuke fighting by himself, you wouldn't call him a fraud?
If his body was fucking up to make him weaker, why would I?
He's a and fraud. If Sasuke got a buff at that, come on now.
Yeah, and Sasuke just died and came back. Just died and came back.
But he came back stronger.
If Lucius lost to Yuno, he would be a fraud. He's on Fraud Watch too.
So here's my thing, right? In my eyes, I view him and Shigaraki as I view them as equal antagonists in the story because Deku is trying to take out Shigaraki. That to me suggests that they're about equal in my opinion. I don't really. And then if we have context to his body failing him or his body not being like he needs a replacement, that gives it context to why someone like Bakugo can compete with him now. Like I guess I'm trying to figure out why is that a problem?
He is on watch first, but he can leave watch if he actually doesn't lose to Bakugo. And two, All for One, I mean, the biggest disagreement, you see him Ty. I don't see him as Ty. I see All for One as the biggest villain in the series. Okay. I see the most important villain in the series. He's the one who caused everything when it comes down to the My Hero Academia's world as of right now. And he's the one who pushed Shigaraki in the situation he is right now. And then he, with everything that he's done, loses to Bakugo? Fraud. Come on, get out of here, bro.
Even if he gets weaker, he's getting weaker.
And the expectation for All for One is supposed to be like a bigger villain that
he's supposed to be this criminal mastermind for the anime, everything he's done.
What?
Is he not the criminal mastermind? Does that change?
No, it doesn't. I'm talking about in perception in terms of biggest villains in anime history.
I'm so confused. Why is he not now? I'm lost.
I never said he was, but if you're going to be that guy and then you lose into the rival of the series at the end of the story, that shit's fraudulent, bro. That doesn't happen. That's just fraudulent.
It's fraudulent, but all right, bro, I'm done with y'all. This is crazy.
Man, Lucius losing to Yuno.
Well, I have a question for you. Does that mean characters like Cell, for example, or Frost because they didn't lose?
Zeref losing to Gray. Say that again.
Does that mean characters like Cell or Frost they didn't lose to the main character or something?
Well, I think and the Cell saga, Gohan was
there's not a main villain in Dragon Ball, so it's a little different.
No, he was the main villain of that.
But
I'm not talking about main villain of arc. I'm talking about main villain of the series.
so was Gohan not clearly poised to be the new main character at the end of that arc?
I mean, that's not my point either. But my point
Yeah.
is like a main villain of the series is the beginning of the series. The setup narrative is to see how you defeat the main villain by the end of the series. So a main villain arc just doesn't have the same level of impact or importance. So I don't equate it the same.
But the way that they're going to lose that power itself, because you have to be Shigaraki and All for One, is that you have the two people that are going to become the ultimate heroes that All Might described when they had their fight in season 3. He said, if y'all learn from each other, y'all can become the ultimate heroes. And so now they're becoming the ultimate heroes and they're taking down the villain.
To be honest with you, I don't think Bakugo is going to.
It'll be different if Bakugo and Deku were doing it together, but 1v1ing is totally.
They're doing it together on different fronts.
Yeah, they're fighting the throne.
Doing it together different. They're not fighting All for One together. One's fighting Shiggy and one's fighting All for One.
Exactly, one's just kind of holding Shiggy in place.
The biggest disagreement, I mean, we just don't agree at the end of the day. Is you think All for One and Shiggy are same? I don't agree.
Who do you think is more powerful right now? But I have a question for you. I have a serious question for you. Let's say that Bakugo was fighting Shigaraki and then Deku was fighting All for One. Would that be better in your eyes?
Bakugo fighting Shigaraki, and if Bakugo defeated Shigaraki, that would be fraudulent for Shigaraki too. I don't
lie. So there's nothing he could do where
what? So
what the villains represent the story for Bakugo to just beat some main villain 1v1. Because Deku at the end, I don't see Deku and Bakugo being the same level of importance either. Deku is the main character of the story. Deku is supposed to finish the storyline that we know is today. Not Bakugo. Bakugo can contribute to the story, of course, but Bakugo handling something solo, especially since Deku and All for One haven't fought at any point at the final arc, that doesn't make sense to me.
You said All for One's the main villain, correct?
Yes.
So if Bakugo be the dude that's not the main villain, you would still have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Why?
Bakugo.
Yeah.
That
does sound weird. Now that
that's where it sounds weird.
Oh,
no. Listen. The difference in the scenario, there are two different scenarios: the main villain and the rival. If Deku and Shigaraki are rivals in terms of their competing storylines, so that's why it doesn't make sense for Baku to defeat Shigaraki if Deku is not involved in that story. I'm just talking about the story from what I'm seeing right now. I'm not talking about the level of importance of villain. If Shigaraki had nothing to do with Deku, just like how Dabi had nothing to do with Deku, then yeah, I'm fine with Todoroki defeating Dabi. So it's not the same.
No, you just got yourself a hole, but so the only way that you be satisfied if Deku beat Shigaraki and All for One, because you don't want anyone else to beat those two characters except Deku, right?
No, I want Deku to be a part of the final end of All for One. All for One's end, Deku needs to be a part of it,
and he has to be a part of Shigaraki's end as well.
Yes, he does.
Okay, so the problem is
he's the one with One for All, and he's the main character, and he's the biggest rival of Shigaraki. Yes, he has to be a part of both. What? Wait, I don't know why that's crazy.
That's why I asked you if you swap, because your first argument was why is he he's the main villain. He should not be a side character. So that's why I put him. Okay, so he should fight. What's the name then?
No, because in the situation, like I said already, Shiggy and Deku have a relationship. They're rivals. I don't care if it's a situation where they had no relationship, then I'll be with you. But they do. They have a dynamic. They have a story that they need to end together. So Bakugo defeating him by himself doesn't finish the story of Deku and Shigaraki, which is why Dabi, who's arguably the third most important villain, had nothing to do with Deku, and I'm fine with that because his story had nothing to do with Deku. It had everything to do with Todoroki. So that's the difference in this situation.
Who has One for All? I mean, All for One.
All for One?
Deku does.
No.
One for All for One does. All for One does he?
What are we talking about? All for One has All for One. What are we talking about?
Okay, so what I'm about to say is this, right? And that's why I said if you swap them, because the purpose of One for All is to defeat All for One, right?
Right. So
if you're saying that Shigaraki doesn't have that ability, and he's not allowed to lose to anyone but Deku still, I guess my biggest problem I'm thinking about is like, why would that be? It seems like that's just more so of something you don't like, opposed to it being poorly written.
I just said it's fraudulent. I didn't say in terms of the context of the story from what I'm seeing right now. Everything that happened to All For One in terms of all the connecting pieces is what it is. I understand that aspect. Even though he has PTSD, I understand that aspect too. I'm calling it fraudulent because I don't like it. Like you said, I mean, I've never seen a main villain lose to a rival. I've never seen a main villain lose to the secondary character in the series with the main character not having nothing to do with him, especially considering, like you said already, All For One has All For One. Deku has One For All. He's supposed to finish what All Might started. So he's supposed to be one part of the story.
Well, I think
All For One.
Well, I don't think
from what I'm seeing regarding that, it makes me think that Deku obviously needs to be the one to finish All For One, considering his connection to him. And Deku obviously needs to be the one to finish Shigaraki, considering his connection with him.
Well,
I mean, that's what I see.
Hold on, real quick, Ty. It
doesn't need to be solo necessarily.
I think this is what's going to happen. Bakugo's going to weaken All For One enough that Shiggy's going to finish All For One, and then they'll both fight Shiggy, the new Shiggy, together once he takes all For One's power or absorbs it. That's what I think is going to happen. So technically, you might be able to get both, but Bakugo's clearly going to play a part in how that fight ends.
Yeah, he
right?
can play a part.
I guess my thing is like, I don't get why this is a problem if he hasn't been defeated yet. Because like
he's on fraud watch, not fraudulent. Just you're on watch. You know, come on, a little hot seat. Come on.
Like, look, Ty. You can't sit here and say like, obviously we understand that technically, even though he's getting younger, he's still incredibly strong. Like incredibly strong. But we can't say a guy who literally just came back to life is kicking the main villain's ass. Like it looks bad. I'm not saying he's a fraud, but it looks bad. Does he not have an argument in saying that?
Yeah, Sanchez, he did make that argument, but it's don't worry about it. We want to go back to that conversation.
To be fair, yeah, Rodell, you did say you want a Yuta to kill.
Oh my God, y'all can't tell when I'm trolling. Are y'all good, man? Are y'all good, man? I don't really think Yuta's gonna kill Tsukuda, bro. Like, come on, bro. Y'all be killing me. I gotta wear a troll shirt. Trolling, come on now.
I don't know, you scared me sometimes.
Killing me. I like Yuta. I don't think he's actually going to be the one to finish Sukuna. I think it's Yuji.
I don't know
how to say that.
I don't think Bakugo will kill All For One either.
Then he's not a fraud if he doesn't. Okay, there we go. Come on. Hey, you could be on fraud watch. Like Tabata's on fraud watch with the final arc, but will he be a fraud? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. It's crazy. Fraud watch is just, hey, I'm warming the seat. The seat's getting warm, but it'll only get hot if you just keep on not performing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fraud watch. We're just hey, Chris Broussard, I'm with you. This is here to inspire people. We're here to inspire you. We're here to inspire All For One to stop being a fraud.
What's his segment on First Things First? What's his segment? The Bud List.